Something unbelievable might be unfolding in Las Vegas. A move so shocking, so unexpected, that it could change everything for the Raiders. When even Damian Lillard starts talking about it, you know something big is cooking behind the scenes. Rumors are heating up, and trust me, you're going to want to hear this till the end. Main script: Las Vegas is under serious pressure right now. The energy around the Raiders camp feels tense, electric, and uncertain. And just when things couldn't get more dramatic, one name keeps echoing through the locker room: Brock Bowers. Before listening to the latest news, subscribe to the channel, like it, and don't forget to press the bell icon. Let's move on to the new news. Bowers' situation has suddenly turned into a nightmare for Raider Nation. After missing Week 5 against the Indianapolis Colts, the team has officially listed him as week-to-week. That phrase alone hit fans like a gut punch. Coach Pete Carroll didn't sugarcoat it in his Monday press conference. His exact words: "Brock is week-to-week." Simple, but it carried the weight of bad news. Because this isn't just any injury. And Bowers isn't just another player on the roster. He was supposed to be the guy. The centerpiece of the Raiders' offense. The player who could bring stability and spark to a team desperate for identity. Raider fans saw a glimpse of that magic in Week 1, when Bowers lit up the field, unstoppable, fearless, and explosive. Every catch looked effortless. Every move screamed potential. For a brief moment, fans believed, finally, we have our guy. But now, with his knee injury clouding the future, the entire season feels uncertain once again. Stay with me, because this story is far from over. Then came the moment that changed everything: the hit, the pain, and the silence that followed. From that point on, Brock Bowers just hasn't looked the same. So, what's really happening behind the scenes? According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, Bowers is battling a torn posterior cruciate ligament, better known as a PCL, along with a painful bone bruise in his knee. The doctors have made it clear, the only real cure is rest. Time off. Patience. But here's the catch: rest is the one thing Brock refuses to accept. Ever since he sprained his knee in Week 1 against the Patriots, he's been fighting to get back on the field. He's been grinding through practices, trying to push through pain that most players wouldn't dare to. That's who Bowers is, a warrior who doesn't want to let his teammates down. He doesn't want to look weak. He doesn't want to stop. But the truth is hard to ignore. Anyone watching can see, he's not the same player right now. The explosiveness that made him unstoppable. Gone. The sharp cuts that left defenders frozen. Missing. Even his confidence seems to flicker, as if his body is holding him hostage. And the stats tell the same painful story. After a dominant Week 1 performance, his numbers have dropped sharply. Defenses have caught on. They're daring the Raiders to rely on him, and so far, he hasn't been able to make them pay. Now, Raider Nation faces a brutal question: is it worth risking the long-term health of their brightest young star for a season already slipping away? At 1-4, the Raiders are hanging by a thread. And from the look on Pete Carroll's face, he might already know the answer. Stay with me, because what happens next could define the future of this entire franchise. As much as Pete Carroll wants to win, he knows one truth: sometimes, the smartest play is patience. Forcing Brock Bowers back too soon could do more harm than good. Why risk the future for games that might not even change the course of this season? It's a harsh reality, but one the Raiders can't ignore. Raider Nation, however, feels the frustration deeply. Fans want a hero, someone to believe in, someone to carry the weight of their hopes. But just when the offense began to crumble without Bowers, the defense took an even harder hit. Out of nowhere, a shocking decision from Pete Carroll stunned everyone in the building. If you thought Bowers' injury was the worst headline of the week, think again. The Raiders just made another move that no one saw coming. Veteran linebacker Jermaine Pratt, gone. Released. Just like that. The same player they signed back in June, the one expected to bring leadership and stability to a young defense, is suddenly out the door. The speed of the move left fans speechless, players confused, and analysts scrambling for answers. Let's rewind a little. Pratt came to Las Vegas with solid experience, hunger, and the promise of being the difference maker this defense needed. After parting ways with the Bengals, this was supposed to be his redemption arc, a fresh start in silver and black. On paper, it looked perfect. But football isn't played on paper. And by week 3, the cracks were already showing. Pratt was struggling, missing tackles, reacting late, and getting beat in coverage. Against the run, he looked a step behind. Against tight ends, a step too slow. His production dropped fast, and suddenly, what was meant to be a veteran upgrade started to look like another misstep in a season full of uncertainty. Stay with me, because what came next took the chaos in Las Vegas to a whole new level. The fall didn't just hurt the defense, it exposed it. And when you mix poor performances with a 1-4 start, patience runs out fast. The breaking point came last weekend, when Jermaine Pratt didn't even travel with the team to face the Colts. That was the signal, something big was about to happen. After the humiliating 40-6 loss, Pete Carroll faced the media and confirmed what everyone had started to suspect: Pratt's time in Las Vegas was over. His explanation: cold and direct. I just decided to go with the other guys. Those words hit like ice. Because Pratt wasn't just another guy. He was supposed to be a steadying force, a veteran presence in a young, inconsistent defense. And just like that, he was gone. But what's really alarming isn't just his release, it's the pattern forming behind it. Pratt isn't the first offensive starter to disappear this season. Remember Christian Wilkins? Another veteran leader, another early exit. 2 starters. 2 experienced players. Both gone before mid-season. That's not random, it's a sign of something deeper. Something brewing inside the Raiders' locker room. Is it Pete Carroll's system that's pushing veterans away? Is his leadership style clashing with the team's mindset? Or has the locker room simply lost its sense of direction? Whatever the cause, fans can see what's happening. The defense looks lost. The leadership looks divided. And the Raiders, once full of promise, now feel like a team spiraling into chaos. But just when things couldn't get more dramatic, another twist lit up social media. A completely unexpected voice joined the conversation. NBA star Damian Lillard stepped in, and his message: a bold call for major changes in Las Vegas's offensive leadership. The moment he spoke, Raider Nation exploded with speculation, and it seems this story is only getting started. Stay with me, because what Lillard said next could shake the entire franchise. The fire in Las Vegas just got hotter, and this time, it's coming from the hardwood. Damian Lillard, the Oakland-born NBA superstar who's always worn his Raiders' pride like a badge of honor, has spoken up. And when Dame talks, people listen. After that humiliating 40-6 loss to the Colts, Lillard took to social media and dropped a bombshell: time to move on and trade for Shedeur, man. SMF. Moments later, he doubled down: it's time to get Shedeur on this team and start preparing for the future. And just like that, the internet went wild. Raider Nation lit up with debates, theories, and hope. Could this really happen? Could Shedeur Sanders, the son of Hall of Famer Deion Sanders, be the answer to Las Vegas's quarterback chaos? Because let's face it, the Raiders' quarterback room is a mess. Geno Smith, the man brought in to bring balance, is falling apart under pressure. 9 interceptions in just 5 games. His reads are off, his accuracy inconsistent, and his confidence looks shaken every Sunday. The frustration is showing, on the field and in the stands. Behind him sits Kenny Pickett, still unproven, still searching for that spark to prove he's more than a stopgap. Together, the two have led the team to a painful 1-4 start, and the fanbase's patience is wearing thin. That's where Shedeur Sanders comes in. Right now, he's sitting quietly on the Cleveland Browns bench, stuck behind Joe Flacco and Dylan Gabriel. He hasn't had the chance to showcase his skills, but his potential, that's undeniable. He's young, confident, and electric. To many, Shedeur represents the future. To Damian Lillard, he represents hope. And hope is something Las Vegas hasn't felt in a long time. Stay with me, because if this rumor keeps growing, the Raiders' next move might just shock the entire NFL. Here's where the story takes a sharp turn, one that stings even more for Raider Nation. Because here's the truth, the Raiders already had their chance. Back in the draft, Shedeur Sanders was right there for the taking. Available. Waiting. But Las Vegas passed on him, not once, but multiple times. Instead, the team chose to stack offensive pieces elsewhere, convinced they had their quarterback situation under control. According to several insiders, Pete Carroll was among those who pushed against drafting Sanders. Why? To protect Geno Smith, a player he already had history with. It was a move made out of loyalty, a coach standing by his guy. But now, after watching Geno stumble through the season, that loyalty looks less like strategy and more like a costly mistake. So the big question, could a trade actually happen? On paper, it's complicated. The Cleveland Browns have no real reason to give up Shedeur. Quarterback depth is gold in this league, and they know it. As for the Raiders, making that move would mean one thing, admitting they made the wrong call on Geno Smith just 5 games in. Still, when someone like Damian Lillard speaks, people pay attention. His voice carries beyond basketball, it echoes into culture, into leadership, and into the identity of a city starving for something to believe in. Right now, Las Vegas is desperate, for hope, for stability, for a spark that reminds them what the silver and black once stood for. For Raider Nation, the idea of Shedeur Sanders in Las Vegas isn't just about football. It's about energy. About belief. About finally feeling proud to wear those colors again. With Brock Bowers sidelined, Jermaine Pratt gone, and Lillard calling for change, the Raiders stand at a crossroads. So I'll leave you with this, is this just another rough stretch in a long season, or is it time for the Raiders to tear it down and build something new from the ground up? Stay with me, because the next chapter in this story might just redefine the future of the silver and black.